I didn't wake up January 1st and I was like, I am gonna change my life today. Statistically, for a lot of people, it doesn't work because the new year relies on emotion and motivation, and in order for you to like really get things done and change deeply rooted habits, you can't rely on motivation. You have to rely more on consistency and discipline and habit formation and your neuroplasticity. What we want and choose to put our attention on is going to create our life. Cheers to 2026. I'm drinking an extra dirty martini with pickle juice and olive brine. I decided I wanted to experiment with a little sweet and sour, no, salt and vinegar type of vibe. It was better in my head, but it's not bad. We're officially in 2026. I know. It's like, what even is time? I am a little bit under the weather. Whatever was going around, I've managed to avoid because people were like having fevers and really gnarly coughs and throwing up apparently and headaches and all of this stuff. And I just have a stuffy nose and a little bit of a cough. I am actually sick now though. Last time we spoke, I was only mildly showing symptoms. No, I'm like sick now. But I really think I've been able to keep it at bay because I have been pumping myself with vitamins. Speaking of it being 2026, some of my girlfriends and I are going to be making 2026 vision boards tonight, so that's what we're getting ready for. I honestly don't even know if this vibe requires me to fully get ready, but that's not really the point. The point is it's Friday night and I wanted to have a little bevy, put makeup on, and kind of look cute. Surprisingly, today our focus is going to be the hair, because guess what? As my final shed of 2025, I got a haircut. I want to style my new hair, and I also wanted to just debrief about what it is that we are shedding in 2025. According to the Chinese lunar cycle, we still have about a month left of the year of the snake. So we're not quite done shedding. Apparently it's the year of the fire horse. I was getting my hair done and my hair lady, she was saying that it's a year of the fire horse. And I don't know necessarily what that means. I should, because I'm literally Chinese, but I don't. I don't even think my mom, who's like from China, knows what the fuck that means. I sent to the family group chat one night. I asked for my exact time that I was born because my entire family, for some reason, just like has no idea the exact time that I was born, because you need the exact time that you were born in order to get like the most accurate chart for your astrology. And my mom was like, you have to be careful with that stuff, which is so interesting because I know so many Chinese natives that are like so intense about Chinese astrology. One of my sister's friend's parents dictates his daughter's life by Chinese astrology. So like there is range in this culture. My mom is not a believer. She's like, that's just for fun, okay? Like, don't live your life by that. And listen, I fall somewhere in the middle. I think there is, okay, this is not like an episode about astrology, okay? So we don't need to get that deep into it, okay? But what I believe is probably somewhere in the middle. I kind of think there's like a degree of mystery to life. And I think a lot of life is what you choose to believe. I believe that if someone believes that astrology carries a lot of weight in how your life unfolds, I believe that it will for them, because also your brain searches for ways to make you right. So whether or not it is real, I kind of think things are real because people believe them to be real. That's entirely not the point of this. I already kind of did a recap of how my 2025 went. That's out in the world if you're interested. Honestly, I kind of feel like at the start of December, I made a shift in my life and my mindset. I didn't feel like I necessarily needed to wait for a new year to change something. So I kind of feel like my new year started at the start of December, and I'm just going into the new year with a bit of a head start almost. I have talked a lot about this whole year, and I kind of feel bad for you guys because I probably sound like a broken record if you are somebody that indulges frequently in consuming my content. I feel like I have talked so much about fear this year and complacency and anxiety. I've had fucking a million quarter life crises. What I'm gonna say is like probably not anything new, but I wanna be a little bit more positive because seriously, that is how our brains are wired. What we focus on, which is what I was saying about the astrology, like what we want and choose to put our attention on is going to create our life. So people who are constantly fucking negative, aka me, I'm just reinforcing this attitude, this energy of not knowing, not seeing progress, not trusting myself, blah, 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 blah. And I really just don't want to live like that. I don't regret 2025 per se. Like, I truly look back on this year and think that I was doing my best. I also tend to embrace, or at least try to embrace, negative or down moments of my life because those are inevitable. Everything is about a balance. So with highs come lows. Although I will say 2025 was a particularly low for me as a whole. I don't want to resist that. And so I don't want to say that I necessarily regret the way that I chose to live my 2025. I do think that there wasn't a point that I wasn't doing my absolute best. I just think that I can probably do better. And I feel like that's what I started really trying to cultivate in December. The older I get, the faster time goes by, and that is really scary to me because it just feels like, it's like when you look back on things, it's like, oh my god, a whole year went by. What did I even do? You know, but in the moments, in every moment, which is like your entire life, okay? Because every moment is life. Like, the fuck? Moment to moment, it's really hard to catch yourself and be intentional with the way that you're spending your time, which is why I have emphasized meditation. It builds the muscle of being present in your life because when you're meditating, you are not doing anything. So you are just kind of confronted with the landscape of yourself. And when you do that, you are training yourself to do that in your life actively. I've really been focusing on like chakra meditations because I found those to be the most grounding for me when I turn my attention not just into my mind but inside of my body and I like reconnect with my body and the energy within myself. I have noticed a significant shift in my ability to be present and redirect my negative thinking patterns when they come up. And it's not to say that I don't ever want to get to a point where I'm just like trying to be so positive that I'm not even letting myself feel the things that come up for me as I go through my life, because obviously like life is not always peachy and you're gonna go through things and they're not always gonna be fucking pleasant. And you know, being present in your life doesn't mean not feeling negative shit. I'm reading this book called Big Magic: Creative Living Beyond Fear. And she says that your fear is always with you. Instead of trying to let go of your fear or resist your fear, befriend your fear. I've kind of had this mindset that I've had to like be fearless in order to unlock the things that I want, which maybe that would work for some people. Like I was watching an Addison Rae interview and she said, I love my life because I've been able to fearlessly live it or something like that. I don't think for me, like I can really honestly even eliminate my fear. I have so much fear. So maybe instead of me trying to get rid of it, I can actually just let it sit in the backseat with me. It can be there, but it doesn't need to make any decisions. I won't let it drive the car, essentially. That is a metaphor that this book gave. Fear is also like there to serve a purpose. We want our fear, but it just in the right moments. I don't even think that I need to be getting ready like this for this little activity, but I just kind of wanted to. Consuming alcohol when you're like sick is a different experience. I was talking to my sister over the holiday and I was telling her when I was little, I used to genuinely believe that I could do anything. Fun fact, I was obsessed with Avatar: The Last Airbender. By the way, still am, but I was so convinced that I could learn how to waterbend. I believed that I could do that because I was myself. There was a level of imagination and whimsy that I had as a kid that I really want to get back in touch with. I want to get my whimsy back in 2026. Right now, my mindset is more like, I can't do it because I am myself, which is like so sad. As we said before at the start of this with the astrology thing, what it is that you believe becomes your life. If I believe that everything in my life is bringing me to everything that I want, then that is what is gonna happen. I'm kind of just describing manifestation, but sometimes I think manifestation can be like a buzzword, so I don't exactly want to lead with that, but that's essentially what I'm saying. I'm kind of like getting over this really fast. I was planning on putting on a cute outfit just because it's like Friday night and that's the vibe I want, but I'm feeling really like ill now, and that's kind of the last thing that I want to do. Also, the last thing that I want is to be putting out this kind of vibe for you guys to watch. Like, I was kind of reflecting and thinking about it, and like, if all I don't know, honestly, what I post after I post. I just kind of like let things exist. I put it out and I just forget about it because I just like, there was a time when I first started doing YouTube that I like was overthinking everything that I had put on the internet and thinking about how certain things, if clipped in a certain way, would age poorly, and if someone would like misinterpret what I'd say. And I knew everything that I had said. I knew every single frame, every single second of what I was posting, and it was exhausting. Okay, at this point, like, I can't keep track of all the things that I've said on the internet. It's just exhausting. I also go on autopilot sometimes when I edit and post. I'm like, what have I said? And also, I kind of only talk about the same handful of things like over and over and over again. So I also like start to forget what it is that I've said and kept in a video versus what I've said and not. Because when I'm editing, it's all just, it becomes kind of like one big blurb. And I'm just like, oh my God, the people that watch my content I'm giving you my energy, right? And if I am just like leading with all of this fear and fucking negativity, I'm sorry, but like, I personally go to the internet to try to like feel better, okay? And I don't think that me constantly like putting my bad vibes on the internet is making anyone feel better. Like, maybe my intention with that is so that you feel less alone. Anyone who is going through something similar might feel less alone. But like, if that's all that I fucking post, it's like, girl, no. I don't want that to be everything. That being said, it's time to do my hair. The start of the show today. I want to try to style it in the same way that my hairstylist styled it, but we don't have the same tool or the same skills, so I don't know how that's gonna go, but I can just try. My hairstylist used a really small, thin straightener. I only have this big thing. We're just gonna make do. It wasn't an accident that I kind of started my new year in December. I think it was a little bit more subconscious than a calculated thing, but I wanted to avoid the whole novelty of the new year because sometimes I feel like that's, for me, and I know like statistically for a lot of people, it doesn't work because the new year relies on emotion and motivation, and in order for you to like really get things done and change deeply rooted habits, you can't rely on motivation. You have to rely more on consistency and discipline and habit formation and your neuroplasticity. So I knew subconsciously, like I wasn't like intentionally really thinking about any of this, but in hindsight, I think this is what I was trying to do. I didn't want to start anything on the new year because every single year that goes by, I'm like, oh my God, it's a new year, everything's gonna be different. And this year, because of just where I'm at in life and how fast time is going by, because I kind of ended the year looking at my life and feeling like it was the exact same as the last 3 years, and that really didn't sit right with me. I didn't want to go into this new year with the same approach as years past. I also have no idea what I'm actually about to do with any of my hair. This is the least New Year's New Year I've ever had. I, first of all, didn't plan anything insane for New Year's Eve. Like usually I'm like, oh my god, like I'm gonna go to this like really fun party and wear a really cute outfit and it's gonna be just like such a good time. And I still wore a cute outfit and went to something, but I just like didn't put so much pressure on it to be this huge event. And, you know, it didn't disappoint. Like, was it the most fun thing I ever went to? No. Literally, I just went to a house party and it was just like regular. But I also wasn't disappointed by it because I didn't place such high expectations on it. And that's kind of the vibe that I'm going for this New Year's. I didn't wake up January 1st and I was like, I am gonna change my life today. No, I woke up January 1st, slightly hungover, extremely anxious, and in a terrible mood. And what did I decide to do? Nothing. I did nothing. I watched the sunset and I went to Air One and I laid in bed. And I did not feel bad about it either. And then what did I do January 2nd? I don't actually remember, but I didn't do anything life-changing either. Because it's not about that. I didn't really want to rely on the novelty of it being a new year. I want my transformation to actually show up in my life, and that means this morning when I woke up exhausted from my cat keeping me up the whole night, because by the way, life update, my cat broke her leg again. She broke both of her front legs almost 2 years ago and literally cost me an arm and a leg to get her the surgery, but I did it anyway and I have no regrets. She is my daughter. The fuck, I'd do anything for her. So originally she broke her 2 front legs, right? January 3rd, she breaks her right back leg. Like, obviously, again, surgery. The doctor says that she has this condition that felines can have sometimes called PADS, which essentially just means your bones are underdeveloped, which makes them prone to breakage. So that's why, like, don't think that because my cat has broken 3 out of 4 legs, it's because I'm like not supervising her. Like, genuinely, I was with her the whole day and I had to take a call for literally 30 minutes and that is when it happened. No one in my family saw what happened to her. Nobody heard anything. It was just like a ghost break. My hunch is that she slipped and hit something the wrong way and that was that. Anyway, okay, so then my cat had the surgery, she's fine now, she's like hella medicated, but she can't leave my room for 6 weeks because that is the recovery time. Because like my cat is undergoing this now recovery process, I don't know why she gets so active in the night. I think it's because she has this cone on her head and she is like itchy and she just wants me to pet her for the entire night. So I haven't like slept really in like 2 nights because my dear fucking cat is keeping me up begging for attention and pets, which I give her, but it is at the expense of my sleep quality. Anyway, so this morning when I woke up and I didn't want to fucking go to my ballet class that I told myself that I was gonna go to, I got up and I went anyway. Those are the moments that ultimately, for me, will make up my life. Like, I don't want to speak for anyone, right? But I'm sure you have like equivalent moments in your life. It's also because you want to build a certain level of trust with yourself. Like, I said I was going to do this, and then I either did or I didn't. And that fulfillment in the things that you say that you're going to do to yourself will either signal to yourself that you are taking yourself and the things that you want seriously. Not only signal to yourself, but like life, the universe, other people, showing up for yourself even when you don't want to. That is what I was going for when I didn't make any New Year's resolutions. And listen, I'm not anti-New Year's resolution. I actually love New Year's. I think it's a great time and opportunity for you to take a beat, reflect, check in with yourself. I appreciate the whole thing with New Year's resolutions. I think there's a lot of value in it, so I'm not shitting on that. But I didn't want to rely on it being like a New Year's resolution. I wanted it to be more like a lifestyle and long-term goals and commitments to myself that are not just gonna happen in the new year. Honestly, hair's looking amazing. That's what she did to my hair yesterday. She just like waved it a little bit. I don't know how to do it with the bang. I'm trying, it's not really working. Every single time I get a haircut, I'm like so motivated to do my hair, which, you know, if you've been around, you know that I just hate doing my hair. I mean, honestly, I think this is the best we're gonna get, and I'm not mad about it. Now I have shoes and outfit. I'm very comfortable right now in my t-shirt and my sweat. I don't know if I really want to change. It's getting actually pretty cold in LA, so I want to wear something warm and comfortable. I'm going to New York at the end of this month, and I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna do in New York when it's literally -0 degrees? Wait, I'm like so proud of myself for doing this hair. It looks so profesh. I like really applied some techniques. Hello? Why does having bangs literally change my entire personality? Okay, stop. I need to focus. I can actually just not even handle the thought of putting on something that is not this right now. Like, if I'm not going to a bar, I'm just extremely unmotivated to put myself in uncomfortable clothing in this cold, which meanwhile it's like only 50 degrees or something. So what I was thinking, if I really wanted to kind of maybe possibly dress it up maybe a little bit, I could do so with the shoes. I have some new shoes to debut. Okay, like already I'm like, no, what's happening? No, what kind of chic? Kind of chic? I don't know, like, what is happening? No, I like love it. Something that I think I also want to stop doing in 2026 is toning myself down. I'm usually overdressed or dressed a little like insane for whatever it is that I'm at. Exhibit A. Why is this good? I'm sorry. Okay, no, it's definitely PJ vibe, but like I can still pull up in my boots. Literally. Okay, see, this is one of those moments where it's like, what do I want to do versus I'm gonna change what I want to do to like fit the vibe, or like, I don't know, because part of it is like sometimes I do kind of want to like tone it down just so that I'm mentally more comfortable in situations, but other times I'm like, YOLO, what? I'm just gonna not. It was a fun idea to play with. I need to like stop this now. When I'm on my deathbed, I'm like me overthinking. When I'm on my deathbed, I'm gonna be like, I wish I wore those boots with those sweats that one night I was vision boarding with my girlfriends. Because I wanted to wear them, not because it was like appropriate for the occasion. Actually, the most uncomfortable thing about this entire outfit is not even the shoes, it's the bra that I put on, which I'm gonna take off right now. We're gonna put the boots away. Put the boots away. Put the boots away. That is all for today. Thanks for being here and chatting with me. And cheers to a better year. We got this. Love you. My vein. She's doing a lot right here. I've had like 5 midlife crisis. Okay, we're not there yet. You're just like, oh my god, like this person cut me off. Fuck them. Fuck them. You know, like that's what I was thinking. Wait, my eyelash is like growing into my eye. Am I okay? It's like, I just can't. No, but I can. No, that's the thing, like you can't. Unless one day I decide I want to become like a monk and fucking move to the mountains. Like, I've thought about that before, to be honest.